Back at it here at Shamrock Fighting Champions 295. It is Sammy Burns taking on Austin Kunz.
Let's bring out our next bout of the evening, Sammy Burns.
Coming to the cage, it is Sammy Burns. He is making his MMA debut tonight. He feels comfortable, though, been training for quite some time, along with Shamrock FC vet Mark Chappell. Look for him to be very aggressive, sticking to his game plan, trying to control where the fight goes. That's where he says that he's going to be able to outdo the wrestler in Austin Kunz.
Absolutely. If you can defend the takedowns, you're going to really discourage a wrestler in Kunz.
Burns has been training on and off for over 3 years before he made his way into the cage. A lot of training. Let's see how that works out.
Let's bring out his opponent tonight, Austin Kunz.
Making his way to the cage tonight, it is our first second-generation fighter here at Shamrock FC, as Austin Kunz, father or son of Bo Kunz, is ready to go as we go here to our first form tale of the tape. Sammy Burns, 21 years old, 5'6", 133.8 pounds, out of Cottage Hills, Illinois. Austin Kunz, only 18 years old, 5'3", 128.8 pounds, out of St. Louis, Missouri. But Austin Kunz, former wrestler, also has competed in the world of kickboxing since he was a very young one. But again, first time ever, we have a father and son team in the cage.
Yeah, it's awesome. And his father, Bo Kunz, is in his corner. Austin is ready to come out and show everybody he can do what his dad did.
Ladies and gentlemen, tonight, fighting out of the Metro PCS blue corner this evening. He stands 5 feet 6 inches tall. He weighs in at 133.8 pounds. Fighting out of Cottage Hills, Illinois, Sammy Burns. His opponent tonight, fighting from across the cage out of the Metro PCS red corner this evening. He stands 5 feet 3 inches tall. He weighs in at 128.8 pounds. Fighting out of St. Louis, Missouri, Austin Kunz.
Referee Mark Wassam has the call for this fight. Sammy Burns in the blue gloves, Austin Kunz in the red. Kunz has a big pedigree in the world of wrestling, but also a great striker.
Both fighters trading rear leg round kicks right off the bat.
Big shot there coming from Kunz. Burns, nice reversal though, getting a mounted position.
Yeah, Burns just powered Kunz over.
But Kunz trying to power his way out of this position. A lot of power there out of both of these guys.
Absolutely. Kunz gives his back up. Only one hook in for Burns.
Kunz doing a good job here trying to get that reversal.
Kunz needs to turn into Burns, which he's attempting to do. Burns doing a good job of defending so far.
Burns throwing a ton of power into those punches here. Kunz does a good job, though. There gets into full guard position.
It's been a lot of nervous energy expended already by both of these fighters.
Oh, to be that young again.
21 and 18, both guys making their MMA debut. They're both going to come out hard.
Kunz putting some serious top pressure here in now, looking to pass into half guard. Burns tries to bump, but Kunz, good stop.
Exactly. When Burns went to bump, he opened up his guard. Kunz took advantage, stepped over in the half guard, and then an easy in the mount. Burns has done a good job now to get back to half guard. Burns needs an underhook on his left arm to really do anything out of this half guard position.
Halfway through the first round. Kunz trying to do some work here, holding on to that head position.
But Burns has the underhook. If Burns would get on his right hip, he can start using that underhook to try and sneak out to the back of Kunz.
Burns makes his way into full guard here, doing some good work from the bottom, but here comes the shots to the body out of Austin Kunz. Under 1 minute remaining here in round one.
Kunz is doing a good job of using his forearm to try and create space, but he didn't have an opportunity to land any strikes just then.
Burns is locking up that position.
Burns has done a good job to minimize the damage. He's keeping Kunz low. He's done a good job to minimize the damage, but Burns is definitely losing the round being on his back for so long.
Here comes a hammer fist out of Kunz. A potential armbar attempt there coming out with no luck. Kunz does a nice job moving into side control. Quick round there for these guys. Nice work. A lot of nervous energy expended there out of both of these young fighters. Now, if you were in the corner of Austin Kunz, what advice are you going to give him?
I tell him he wants to get to the fight to the ground. He wants to be on top, but he needs to be careful with his shot. His first shot, he ate a big right uppercut out of Burns, and I think that's what allowed Burns to muscle Kunz over and put Kunz on his back.
As we go to our Mattingly instant replay here, a lot of scrambles coming out. First and foremost, Burns taking the back, landing some big shots, but Kunz showing some pretty good defense there, moves over, pushes him up against the cage, minimizing the damage.
Yeah, Kunz did exactly what he did. After he gave his back up, he turned into Burns, ended up in guard, did a great job. That was honestly a pretty close round, but I'm going to give it to Kunz for controlling more of the round.
Round two underway here. Austin Kunz in the red glove, Sammy Burns in the blue. Let's see if these fighters calm down any. Double underhook position here coming out of Kunz. Kunz looking for that wizard takedown.
Kunz looking for an inside trip.
Oh, Burns goes for the head and arm, but Kunz has a great position to take him backwards here. Nice knee into the body.
You always got to be careful with that head and arm throw. If you don't get it, you give up your back. Kunz took full advantage and basically threw Burns to the ground.
Big knees to the body coming out of Kunz. Making that north-south position hurt here as Burns trying to walk his way up the cage. Austin Kunz stepping over into full mount, putting the pressure down now.
Yeah, great job by Kunz. Saw an opportunity, stepped right into mount. I'd like to see Kunz posture up a bit, try and land some strikes.
Kunz working that grapevine with the feet makes it very difficult to get any position whatsoever.
And again, just like last round, Burns is doing a decent job of minimizing the damage, but he's losing the round sitting in the mounted position.
Kunz has that arm.
Looks like Kunz is working for some sort of almost an inverted Americana very briefly there. It was kind of an awkward position.
Burns trying to work his way around to be able to kick off the cage. One minute remaining here in round two.
1 minute remaining, St. Louis with these guys. Here we go.
This is where the wrestling power of Kunz is showing through.
Yeah, Kunz is just maintaining position. You know, he is just controlling the position, doing enough not to get stood up. He's in a very good position, the mounted position. He's staying just busy enough and controlling the position.
Those are heavy punches to the ribs of Burns. Looking for an arm triangle.
He might have that.
There it is. It is the finish for Austin Kunz. You know, that has got to be a proud daddy in the corner of Austin Kunz.
You know, Kunz has a lot more of a ground game than his father did. His father liked to stand up and brawl. Submission victory, arm triangle here from Kunz. We've seen on the Mattingly Lumber instant replay. Great position by Kunz. He definitely works the ground and loves it on the ground. Great submission victory for
Beautiful
Kunz.
work there out of Austin Kunz, making his mixed martial arts debut. A huge win here for the youngster at only 18 years old. Let's send it up to the cage to Stephen Bayer for our final results.
Ladies and gentlemen, this bout has ended. 2 minutes and 37 seconds of round number 2. Your winner out of the red corner, Austin Kunz.
Big win there in his MMA debut for Austin Kunz. Showed some pretty good, though, technique out of somebody at only 18 years old.
Absolutely. You could definitely tell he had a wrestling background, a wrestling pedigree. You know, he dominated the top position the whole fight, which is what led to the submission victory.
Beautiful work, and we've got more to come right here at Shamrock FC.